Welcome back to the Always Thinking Mindset channel, where we give you positive vibes and simple rules to achieve your goals. Now, in today's video, we're going to discuss how to pick a contractor to work on your rental properties. Geez, you better get the right one because it can lead to a loss or a profit. But before we begin, if you liked today's video and you get value from it, give it a thumbs up. It does help the algorithm. Don't worry, you don't have to be subscribed. And if you love this channel, then I think you know what you need to do. So let's go ahead and get started. Picking a contractor should be the easiest part of owning rental property. Nope. They're not going to tell you that some of these contractors, they drop the ball, they overcharge, they don't finish. Sometimes they do shoddy work. You, as a landlord or an owner or an investor, you have to do your due diligence on these contractors, right? Sometimes you don't have enough information, you have to network. But what leads me to my first rule of background. What does this mean? You have to do your due diligence and just research them, whether it's Google. Now there's apps like Thumbtack. The best bet of going about contractors is speaking to other investors, or just friends and family, because in the end, you do want a recommendation. You do want to see their work. Personally, I've worked with certain contractors. Yes, I outsource on a few things, but majority, I kind of know first name basis. I already know their price. I already know their work. I know that they're good people. I know kind of their timeline. So whenever you hire a contractor for your rental property, because things break, which leads me to what I should have started to begin. But yeah, owning rental property, it takes maintenance and repair. Those are the two biggest things. Yes, people say it's passive income, and people think you're just chilling on a beach drinking Mai Tais all day, but it's nothing like that, right? You want to collect rents, and you have a tenant in there, and the tenant's always going to call you on disrepair or maintenance, and it's up to you, and it's your obligation to fulfill those repairs. So that's why it's very critical to have a very good either handyman or contractor. And goes back to the first rule of just conducting a background. It's not hard. Just ask around, network, take action, and then sometimes you just have to take a gamble, right? Because in the end, regardless of reviews, regardless of what people say, if you feel confident in how he operates and how he works, then go ahead and begin the project. But I I could tell you a short story here where I've called contractors, and the way I vet them out is you have to approach me, sell me. Not only that, I've had contractors show up to my house in nothing but a regular sedan car. What does that mean? That means I want to see work trucks. I want to see your crew. I want to see tools in the back of your stuff. I want to see you specializing in this area before I even think about hiring you, right? Because if you show up to my house and you got no tools and you're just in a regular t-shirt and you're saying you build houses and all, I'm not going to believe you. So, but anyways, leads me to my second rule of negotiations. Negotiations are very important. So when you hire a contractor, you check them out, run backgrounds, got referrals. Then it comes down to the price, right? Because in the end, we're not looking to spend this monumental amount, especially if you're starting off, right? You're trying to flip properties or just get accustomed to the habit. But yeah, work on the negotiating, because in the end, they're trying to get the highest price. You're trying to get the lowest price. And somehow you just got to meet in the middle. But never let a contractor take advantage of you, put you in the corner. Always do the rule of thumb, which is, have three estimates and then just go from there. And it doesn't have to be generally the lowest price. When it's, takes the cake, it's just referrals, having trust in them, and just having a good vibe to where you're able to hire him and see what his work is like. And hopefully in the end, it works out for both of you. But that all comes down to negotiations. Like I said, in the end, he's trying to get the highest, you're trying to get the lowest. Sometimes you just got to meet in the middle and be reasonable. Is the key word of hiring the contractor. That way, you don't overspend and you're still in budget, because repairs and maintenance are always going to be there in rental properties. So, leads me to my last rule is trust. So the trust factor is heavily important. I think it overshadows the first two. Like I said, I've been dealing with my own personal contractors. I have trust in them. Sometimes I pay up front. You know, some contractors charge, hey, I want all the money up front. And especially with a stranger you don't understand, because he might take your check or your money and run. And the next thing you know, you're just calling a random cell phone number. But in the end, you have to have trust. You have to you're building a relationship, because being in the real estate game, you have to have vendors, connections, and you have to be able to deploy these people, because things are going to break. Tenants are going to call. It's going to happen. Just expect it. But on top of that, yes, trust is a big factor whenever you hire a contractor, because, like I said, you have someone shady showing up to my house and doesn't even look like a repairman. But on top of that, you have no crew, you have no credentials. I can't trust you. I'm not giving my money away. But in the end, if you end up building a relationship, you have great standing with these people, just like me, right? Like, I pay up front. I know what I'm going to expect. They do a good job. And then on top of that, the tenant's satisfied. So in the end, we all win. And more than likely, he's going to be paid in the future for any future work as well. So they want to build a relationship. You have to, as a landlord and a real estate investor, have to know that, right? That's just part of the game. But anyways, if you took value from today's video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It does help the algorithm. And if you love this channel, you already know what to do. Also, by the way, if you want to check out my other videos, we speak on real estate, personal finance, you name it, you can browse. It's free, don't worry. I got no book for sale for now. But until next time, we will speak soon.